Alright, this podcast is for the 140 class to do, after you've done your catchment area, to do your map of your building. So let's take a real quick minute and do that. You'll want to, let me go back to our D2L page. On the content page, you'll find, bid spec area, you'll find digital copies of your building. So you'll want to download your building, save that. Once you've done that, we will want to open that and start showing our closets and the cabling in our building. Let me pull up our catchment area notes page. We want to start showing this in our building. This is where my closet is, this is where my cabling's going, and eventually I might have 3 versions of this map. One that shows horizontal cabling, one that shows backbone cabling, one that shows cable trays, that sort of thing. But we at least want to get it started now that we know where our closets are and where our cabling is. So I'll download my map of my building. Here's my Whitaker, and I'm going to open this with, the easiest thing to do is just open this with paint, and I will mark a couple things on here to get the ball rolling. So I'm going to scroll down, and let's say I'm using this right here as my closet. I'll mark that with some kind of color dot or some kind of indicator to say this is my closet. So I'll start off with, maybe I'll just use green, and I'll use a little circle or something here to say this is my closet. So I'll put a little dot in here, and I can do one of 2 things. I can either put a label here, or I can come off to the side and start a little key and say, hey, little green dots like this, oops, and I'll put a text next to it that says, these are my horizontal closets. Next thing I want to do is I want to start showing my horizontal cabling. So I will grab a shape here. I'm going to grab a straight line. I'll pick a different color, maybe blue. Pick my size. I don't want it to be too large. And how my cabling is really going to be routed, if I go back to my notes page, it's really going to be routed where it heads out to the hallway, down the hallway in trays, and then as it gets near my room, I'll drill a hole through the wall, run my bundle of cables into the room. So it's really going to be run in right angles like this. So I want to show that, saying it's going to leave my closet, it's going to head down the hall, so I'll draw a line here, and then into my room, like so. And you can just draw one line to show a bundle of 12 cables going in a room, and I will just repeat this for all my rooms in my hallway. And there it gives an idea of somebody looking at your plan, how you're cabling your building. So I'll do that for all my horizontal cabling, and I'll do that for all my wings. So I'll do it on this wing, and then I repeat the same process over here on this wing, then I repeat the same process over here on this wing. If I was doing this wing over here. And when I'm done, I'll obviously save that. Oh, I want to make sure over here on my key, I'll put a little blue straight line, and I'll put a label next to it that says this is category 6 UTP. That way somebody reading this knows exactly what that blue line is. And then later on, as I add fiber, I can put a red line there to show that. So I want to start doing this after I've done my site survey and my catchment area in my building. I want to start my map showing closets and cable routing and so forth in my building. Obviously save that when I'm done. And then later on, this digital file will be able to be plopped into my Word document. But at least if I get it started now, it's easier to add to it as time goes on. So there is a quick start to how we're going to do our cable maps.